So let me tell you why I started learning astrology. Long time back, maybe in my early 20s. I was very confused about what career I should take. I, trial and error, I changed a couple of careers. I was so confused, so lost, and really afraid of what everybody around me will think, that I'm not stable, I can't stick to one thing. But whatever I tried to do felt rather unfulfilling. Then I went to astrologers. And instead of giving me answers, I got a lot of fear. This dosha, that dosha, this problem is going to come up in my life. Oh, my past life karma, this is why this is not going to happen. Really, nobody was able to solve the career issue. Then I wanted to be with somebody. Now, I didn't know what kind of person was right for me. When will I meet them? Because again, trial and error. Being with different people, nobody made sense. And there too, astrologers only scared me. One fine day, I gave up. Really sad, frustrated, I was crying. And I just felt really hopeless. And my aunt, she sent me this video of an astrologer long back. And she said, you should go see this person. And I said, not another astrologer, please. Because I was fed up. So she says, no, this one's different. And that one interaction, and that person didn't charge me anything. It was just, they were doing it just as a passion, not as a profession. So that one call with that one person really made me feel different. They were in the merchant navy, and astrology was a side thing that they were practicing. And for the first time, I felt like somebody saw me differently, beyond my bad past life karma, beyond all the doshas, beyond all the doomed placements that my chart held. This interaction totally changed my opinion of astrologers and astrology and made me so curious that I decided to learn it myself. While I was working, I was, doing everything. But the minute I started learning astrology, I was magnetized. I wouldn't leave my room for 8 to 10 hours. Sometimes I wouldn't even bathe, I wouldn't eat. I would go all day, all night, as if my mind was absorbing all this knowledge like a sponge. Anybody who walked in my house, I would read their charts, I would study charts. My friends, acquaintances, everywhere I went, who knew that one day I would be practicing it? For the coming few years, astrology became my obsession. Even when I went to the US to study filmmaking and acting, I was practicing Jyotish on friends, classmates, teachers, cab drivers, restaurants. Wherever I got a chance to, just see people, I could see something in them that I would spark my knowledge of astrology, and I would say, okay, come on, show me your chart. And when I would start reading the chart, it would be so accurate, especially the Vedic astrology nakshatra system. I could see people and I would try to guess what their Rashi is. I would try to guess what nakshatra they could be carrying. When I met doctors, I saw doctors' charts. When I saw teachers, I saw their charts. When I was seeing actors, of course, I wanted to see the similarity in their charts. So my learning of Jyotish became a practical experience. A decade passes doing all this. And one day during COVID, somebody suggests that you're so good at this, Mana. Why don't you do this professionally? And I laughed. I really laughed because I said, after all these degrees and all the money that I'm making in life, am I really going to be an astrologer? Because in India, astrologers don't carry that much of a repute. They're a dime a dozen. They're scattered all over the place, hardly charging 200 at 2,000 rupees at that time. So I said, this is no way that this kind of money is going to make me happy. I'm not doing it professionally. And what will my family think? That out of all the things that I could be, I'm a Jyotish. So, it was kind of, internally I felt that maybe this is not mainstream. This is not scientific. This is some ridiculous, superstitious practice that I was practicing. But then life has its own ways of bringing us on a path. And somebody who wanted a friend's husband wanted to get the reading done by me. And they said, you know what? I'd only get it done if you accept a payment in return, because it's bad karma to get your chart read for free. And I was like, really? I also didn't know that. So they saying, yeah, and he gave me some 500, 800 rupees. And that person recommended people and they all paid me. Within that day, I made 5,000 rupees and I was so happy. I mean, I was really doing well at that point in my career. But that 5,000 that I earned from Jyotish meant the world to me. Because Jyotish was not my profession. Jyotish was never an intention to earn money. Jyotish was my purest knowledge that I had searched for, I had found, I had worked on. And when I got money through that, I really started having confidence in myself and what knowledge I was carrying. I'll give you a little background. Something that never clicked. Turns out my father made one of the first softwares of astrology in India, wrote them. He was a software programmer. His father was a very well-versed astrologer, but that was just his passion. So was my father, but that was his passion. My grandmother, maternal grandmother, my Nani's father was a very renowned astrologer in Pakistan, and so was his father. But that was all a side gig. They all had different careers, as a primary career. So somewhere maybe I was carrying the seeds of this knowledge. But my own journey to Jyotish was independent of any guidance or any guru. It was self-taught, self-learned, self-earned. So it was scary when someone said, do this professionally, Mana. Because I didn't have anybody to validate my knowledge. I didn't have a Guruji. I didn't have a degree. Where did you learn this from? How do we believe you? All these questions plagued my mind. What is it? The world starts calling me a fraud. And I was like, no, I can't do this professionally. But then, how things move sometimes. The word started spreading. And during COVID is when I started practicing this for a few months. Then for 2 years, again, I stopped. Because I didn't think astrology was anything great. Because my environment never made it sound great. It was just Jyotish. It's just a guesswork. But it is not. Jyotish is such a deep science. It is full of physics and mathematics and intuition, which only comes through sadhana. It's only a few years ago where I decided to start practicing Jyotish again professionally. Again, full of doubt. Did the world need another astrologer? Did the world need my astrology? And it is then that I've never stopped doing Jyotish since then. Not only have I been able to solve my life's problems, not problems, but queries, questions, curiosities, but I've been able to help thousands and thousands of people find their goals, solve their marital issues, discover their life purpose. Jyotish is truly the science of light, and I am so glad that the divine chose me to learn this knowledge and to pass it on. And I'm here to finally teach Jyotish. I'm ready, and the course is starting in a few weeks. So join and learn how to decode your greatest destiny.